Hello, guys. I'm so excited to be here. First of all, look how cool this is. The color of my shirt is kind of the same color as my brand. Ooh. Okay, so let's get to the masterclass. So, four methods to stack up your pancake butt without hurting your lower back. With me, my name is Zara. Nice to meet you. So, you are in the right place for this master class if you want to curl your bum, but you're scared to hurt your lower back. You've hurt your lower back before while working out and you don't want to repeat that shit anymore. You want to improve your lower back discomfort while walking, washing dishes, or doing your favorite activities. And you've had enough with your hip clicking, your groin locking, or constant pinching in your lower back. Okay, so if this is something you want to work on, you are in the right place. You are not in the right place, Rory. If you want a quick fix and you are impatient to commit to the process to see a result, you have a bunch of excuses to not get things done because the techniques you're gonna learn here, you need to actually integrate it to your workout. You don't resonate with me or my approaches or my personality. You'll get mad while I'm challenging your beliefs about fitness, when in reality, I'm giving you a huge opportunity to look at your physical health from a different perspective. Ready? Perfect. My promise to you is you learn a multifaceted approach that considers your joint, muscle, fascia, nervous system, and meets you where you are. This system has been beneficial for different age ranges from 12 to 95 years old because I work with lots of different ages. So in return, I ask you to take what resonate with you and leave what it doesn't. Make yourself ready to see a shift in your fitness beliefs. Take notes so that you can implement what you learn in this workshop. Okay? Tips for watching this masterclass. Get in a quiet place without any distraction. Devote your full attention to this training for maximum results. So if you're somewhere who is I mean, which is like very like noisy or blah blah blah, put your AirPods in or just go find somewhere that is like more calm or just like watch this later when you have that space that you can actually soak up everything that I'm teaching you, okay? So, during this master class, you learn three of biggest mistakes to avoid for having an injury-free training and four methods. Actually, it's five methods. I didn't correct this. It's five methods to stack up your pancake butt without hurting your lower back, okay? So, your back is hurting while exercising, walking, or doing your booty exercises, or even you're doing your favorite activities, like what you should do. Normally, what you do, you actually go to find some quick fixes, like finding some exercises on IG, on YouTube, which they are already good information out there. But the thing is, like, you are DIY vying your way to actually trying to find the solution. Am I right? You are just trying to put different pieces of the puzzle together that you can actually get the solution. So if I say I'm going to offer you a step-by-step instruction, a quick, easy, efficient, multifaceted program, which means it's using different component and piece of puzzle together that actually give you result right away fast, will you choose that or doing it by yourself that you feel like overwhelmed, you are slow, you don't know what's going on, it's a field that you never had experience in, and you are trying to binge watching things to actually figure it out how you can solve your problem or improve your lower back pain, okay? Or bigger booty, you know? So again, this is your choice. This workshop gonna help you, give you like steps that actually makes things quicker and more efficient. And it's honestly, to be honest, it's your choice which one you choose. Okay, so if you stay with me, I'm really glad because you're gonna learn so much out of this. So Following a multifaceted training system was the first way I didn't hurt my lower back while working out. Let's get deeper into that. So, first of all, let's get to know me. My name is Zara. I'm an accredited certified personal trainer and a human movement specialist. Okay. I love to mix my intuition with science-based techniques to create a multi-dimensional approach. My life is devoted to nature, animals, and children. In a spare time, you can find me dancing, doing sportive artistic activities, or connecting to my higher self. So I love to just like mix different things. Again, like mixing different components that actually improve your physical and mental health. Because definitely for me, it's not just science, it's not just building muscle. It's lots of different factors that can create transformation for you and actually give you the result. So we are trying to look at things from a higher perspective and use different details, put them together that you can actually get that not perfect result, but like that better result. There is nothing, never ever is perfect, okay? So let's get to my professional experience. So actually, I started being a Zumba instructor because I like dancing and movement. I have that artistic side to me. And then I was like, man, like I want to like get more into this. I love to get to know my body and how it works more. So I got like a personal training certification, and then I got the chance to actually like give group classes like flexibility, core conditioning, and different thing. And then when I progress, I could get like some private client, work with people more. And actually, I got the chance to work as a physiotherapy assistant. So I get the program, exercise program from a physiotherapist and actually show it to other people, like to the client, how to actually perform it and all this kind of stuff, which was a great experience. So as you can see, I had all kind of the different experience and I've been in different spaces and I work with different professionals. So I have a lot of experience and I've seen so much out there. Okay. Flashback, where everything is started. Let me tell you a story because then you can resonate with me better and get to know me better and like actually see if you can trust me. Okay. So I was struggling with lower back pain, flat feet, huge discomfort in my feet and lower back while walking and standing. I needed even to sit on a tall chair to be able to wash dishes in the sink. I kid you not. And those time I was like 15 years old, okay? And I was struggling with all this stuff. Super anxious, constant panic attack, and struggling mentally. Excuses that I was making that I couldn't like help myself to move forward. It was like, I don't have enough time. I'm tired. I don't have money. I'm not sure if that works for me. I'm lazy. I tried different approaches for my feet, which was mostly like trying different shoes because I have flat feet and it didn't work, okay? They were very frustrating for me because I still had chronic pain. So I got determined to create a change in myself mentally and physically. So I didn't mention like here actually, you guys don't see it. I was in my own country. It was like 2015. These are pictures for those time. And when I decided to create like a change, I actually immigrated to France. So it wasn't just like a physical change. I literally were like changing in all different dimension and form, mentally, like physically, my soul, everything. So I did some exercise wise. I did some YouTube video exercises. I participated in general fitness classes. I did exercises at gym by myself. Or use like fitness application to just like help me to just like move and feel healthier and just lose weight. Then I felt I'm doing better and I was gaining a little bit of result. I was getting a little bit stronger and having more range of motion. So then what happened? Again, this photo is for 2019. I immigrated in Canada, another country. I was really in the move. So I started to work as a receptionist at a gym, and it wasn't just a gym, it was like a kinesiology clinic. So it was kind of like a more like a medical vibe to it. If you don't know what is a kinesiologist, there are people who are like they study at university for the science of human movement and human movement. And I started working there as a receptionist and Zumba instructor. So what was cool about there is that I could have this like free exercise program from a kinesiologist. And I was like, oh my God, I don't have any excuses anymore. I should get to work, you know? And I remember one of the exercises, so they actually gave me an exercise program, and one of the exercises was kettlebell squat swing. And the kinesiologist demonstrated the proper form, everything to me. So I started doing like 12 reps of kettlebell squat swing. All of a sudden, I started feeling my lower back, middle back, and upper back instead of my leg and my butt. So when I was doing the swing, kettlebell swing, I swear my form was okay. But still, I wasn't feeling my butt or my leg mostly or my core. What I was feeling, it was my lower back, my middle back, and my upper back. I was feeling it there. Okay. I was like, what the hell is going on here? Well, I knew something was wrong, and if I keep going like this, I will feel hurt. I'm gonna injure myself. I went to the kinesiologist and I asked her, why am I feeling this exercise in my back rather than in my butt or in my leg? Isn't this more like a leg exercise? She nodded her head side to side and said, I don't know. I was like, what? Dang, like, what does that mean you don't know? I was very shocked by her answer. That was my aha moment to start studying biomechanic or human movement myself and prevent injury. And that was actually like my first step, like wanting to get my personal training certification and actually like get to this, you know? I've been always passionate about human body and I wanted to find the answer to my questions. After binging biomechanics, I could do kettlebell swing, squat swing, and actually feel my butt, leg, and core rather than my back, which is like very weird. Human body has tons of different parts which works together as a system. So humans are so complex. Even it's not just physical. We have emotional side to us, we have mental side to us. So when you put things together, you're gonna function way better and you're gonna be way more satisfied as a human, okay? With the proper knowledge of its structure, we can bring balance back to the body with a multifaceted training system. So, what I created for myself and for my client over years is that all these different components that I've learned to use for myself to feel better in my body and mentally, I use all those techniques, the different components, and I called it like multifaceted training system that actually it target all these little small details rather than just one way of like one way approach or one single-minded approach because that kind of doesn't really work, you know, at least for people who resonate with me or for my clients, you know. So, a multifaceted training system helped me to feel the right muscle while doing an exercise like my butt, not like my upper back when I'm doing a kettlebell swing, created more body awareness for me to do activities properly, helped me to get result without hurting myself. Okay, that's cool, huh? Most importantly, I didn't deal with chronic physical pain anymore because that was a thing when I was young. And no matter how much I went to physiotherapists, professionals, I didn't find the right one. And honestly, it was very frustrating for me. And I wasn't even injured. I was just like had chronic pain, you know, because of my posture, because all this kind of thing that I've learned later. My body was a vessel to help me enjoy life and do my favorite activities rather than preventing me to live. So I actually learned how to live in this body and enjoy myself. So let's get into it. Let's get into three massive mistakes to avoid while training to prevent injury, because that's a lot. You just like go do your strengthening workout and boom, like you are injured. Sometimes it even takes a while, and at one point you get injured, and then you're like, oh, what did I do wrong yesterday or last time I worked out? It's not the last time you worked out. It's been like going like this, but your body were adapting, trying to figure itself out. But at one point, your body breaks down because it cannot keep up with what you are doing wrong. Okay. So let's get to the mistakes and let's prevent it that you actually don't do that in your workouts. First one, Doing compound movements without feeling the right muscle. So what does that mean? Stay with me. I know sometimes it can be like very like scientific or like complex words. Like, no worry, I'm gonna explain it in more simple way. So, first of all, so before even explaining what is a compound movement, I want you to do a fun exercise with me because that way you're gonna understand what is this mistake about. So let's have some fun to understand this mistake better. Everybody stand up, okay? I want you to stand up from your chair. Let's do 5 lunges. I want you to do repeat 5 lunges. If 5 is not enough, take your time, do 10 lunges, okay? And then after that, I want you to really focus which muscles are you feeling the most, okay? So write them down from most intense muscle you are feeling to less intense, okay? When you are done, let's compare them to the 2 columns in the next slide. I'm gonna give you 30 seconds, okay, that you can do your lunges at the same time, really focus. And if you need, you can like register it in your head, in your mind, or just write down which muscle are you feeling the most, okay? Let's go. 30 seconds started. I'm gonna give you this space. Do your lunges. If you don't know what's lunges, lunges is doing this, not with the weight or the bottom. So simply, I'm gonna show it to you. So this is your lunges. You just one leg forward, one leg backward. You go down and up. Okay? Let's do this. If 10 is not enough, let's do 15. Whatever you feel. And just on one side and see which you feel better, okay? Like which muscle you are feeling more. Let's go. 10 more seconds. It's gonna be a fun game. 3, 2, and 1. Boom. Let's get to the next slide. So, let's start from what is a compound movement. A compound exercise is any movement where you are using more than one muscle group. So for example, in your lunges, you're using your leg, you're using your core, or in this specific lunges that he has dumbbell is even more complex. He's using her arm, stability. It's just so much like literally is a total body exercise. So it's a complex, complex exercise, okay? So let's see what you usually feel. So now you can compare what you wrote down or you have it in your mind with this list that I wrote down here. So most of the time people feel when they do lunges, they feel their quadricep or thigh, hamstring, or especially like under their butt line, their calf, feet, or tailbone or lower back, which you shouldn't feel it, okay? That's like not good. But what you should actually feel primarily is your butt. Your butt is the biggest muscle in your body. So that's very important that you actually activate that and use that as a primary force to do your lunges. Yeah, if you like change your form a little bit and like your torso drop way a little bit more, it's gonna be more your quadricep or your thigh. Your form matter too. But definitely it's a leg exercise that like you can just make it a glute dominant exercise, okay? So lots of people they do lunges, they want to feel their glute, but all they feel is their thigh, okay? So we don't want that. That means there's an imbalance. So doing compound movements without feeling the right muscle. So again, if you're not feeling the butt and all you feel is your thigh or your calf muscle or your lower back, you're doing it wrong because you're not doing it, you are not feeling the right muscle, okay? The reason you don't feel the right muscles are you lack range of motion. Some muscles are overactive, so they take the work of other muscles. Some muscles are underactive, so they don't function properly. Tightness and dehydration in your connective tissue. Maybe you are just like very dehydrated. The movement is too complex for your fitness level. That's the reason you don't feel the right muscle. You lack proper form and positioning when performing your exercises. And again, it's not just one of this. Most of the time, it's all of it or just few of it together that is like causing you to not feel the right muscle. So if you need, write it down or take a screenshot and like use it as we are going. Often you use whatever muscle you can to just complete the exercise. Going through the motion simply to finish your workout. This is the movement pattern you've learned and the way you've developed your approach to being active. What I mean by all of this is that most of the time you just get to the gym or get on your mat and you just like do your 12 exercise or whatever and you go fast, get them done, sweat, and that's it, and feeling sore or like feeling like the blood was pumping and you're like, oh, I had a good workout. But you've never thought about the fact that am I feeling the right muscle I'm doing this? Which muscle I should feel, you know? This is stuff matters because if you want to be injury free, you need to actually use the right muscle for for the like how would say that each exercise use a different muscle and you need to use especially the primary muscle to perform that exercise because if you're doing a leg exercise and all you feel is your upper back or lower back and you are not feeling your leg too much, something is wrong, like you're gonna get injured. Is that clear? I get you why you do this. Why people do this is because you've been told to do this way. You go to the gym, they're gonna give you an exercise program of, I don't know, like maybe between 8 to 12 exercise for 1 hour. And they're like, okay, get all of this done. Well, if you want to get all of that done, you need to do it fast. So you forget about which muscle is working and what's going on, you know? You just totally let go of your foundation and you just want to get done the exercise. And probably this can be okay for people who are advanced, but for people who never been to gym and they don't have any idea in this field how their body function, it's not a good idea, honestly. If you keep using inappropriate muscle, which is not supposed to do the exercise, you're heading toward injury. That means you don't use the primary muscle for doing that exercise. When you're actually aware of engaging the right primary muscle in a compound exercise, you will feel more confident doing your workout without getting hurt or injured. Okay, let's get to a testimonial. So, Aaron actually was one of my client and he said, finally, I can do a plank without my back hurting. Because lots of time his back was arched and lots of time what people tell you to do if your back is arched is doing the pelvic tilt. But honestly, it's not that. There is way more thing about how to engage your core properly with your breathing. Which is very important. So Zara taught me a pre-exercise routine to use before doing a plank to actually feel my core rather than my lower back. And again, it's not just about just breathing to get your core activated. It's like so much things that we can actually consider that's gonna improve your form and improve your strength. And you can actually have better performance, no matter is as athletic or no matter it's like you want to do your daily chores. Let's get to the second one. Yay! So, doing exercises with compensation. So, um, second mistake is like you do your exercises with compensation. What does that mean? Compensating in a general sense is let me bring this down, is an innovative way that the body adapts to do an exercise because of a misalignment in body structure. Again, don't panic. I'm going to explain this more simple way that you can just like digest it better. So all of us, we are compensating somehow, okay? The point is not to don't do any do everything without compensation totally, but like being aware of it and try your best to not compensate while exercising and while doing your daily movements, okay? Walking or whatever it is. So, example, arching your lower back while doing a plank is an exercise with compensation. Because when you don't know how to engage your core properly, you don't know what's the proper form, your body still wants to be able to hold itself in that position, in that plank position. Doesn't matter if it's on your elbow or on your hand. So when the body cannot do the correct one, it compensates through arching your back and trying to use your lower back for stabilizing your core. So that's a compensation which we don't want. Or even if you have someone who's knee pain or you're walking, you don't even have any pain. And just you just get used to like just like walking like this because I don't know, that's just your attitude or it's your swag, you know? So that really matters to be aware of it. Again, it's okay if we compensate, but if you get stuck in it and you don't have self-awareness, you're gonna develop injuries. Or another example, a squat with knees and feet turned out is an exercise with compensation. And we see that a lot. Like we have this exercise called sumo squat, which you should keep your feet turns out. Or lots of people do their squat with feet turns out. It's okay. But if that's something you're stuck in it and you cannot bring your foot like a little bit more inward, and if you bring it, you compensate in weird way when you're doing your squat, there is some imbalances that we need to work on. Again, it's not about never doing your squat with foot turns out. It's about the proper alignment and don't compensating and don't be stuck in that position, okay? This does not mean to force yourself to keep your lower back straight, for example, during the plank, or keep your knee and feet inward while doing a squat. We don't want to force you in the proper form. For being able to do exercise with the right alignment and less compensation, you need to assess what is causing it, which are those root causes or imbalances, and treat it accordingly. And what are those root cause? The reason why compensation happen while doing exercises, it can be different thing. It can be because of your structure of your bone and joint. It can be imbalances in your musculature, myofascial structure, lack of mind-body connection, lack of range of motion in your joints. It can be lots of different things, okay? Or it can be simply lack of presence, lack of breathing, okay? And again, it's not one of it. Most of the time, they are all working together. They are complementing each other. Let's have some fun. So that you can understand this mistake even better. Everybody stands up again. Let's do a squat with feet turns out. Do like a sumo squat. The one is that is very exaggerated. Stand back up from your sumo squat. Keep your feet positioned the same way. Even if you don't know what sumo squat, it's okay. So simply just turn your feet out. You see this? Just turn your feet out and then go to your squat and just come back up, okay? And from there, and from there, try to run, okay? Run like, I mean, not run like run, just like in front of computer, try to just kind of run with that position of your feet, okay, and your knee that they are turning out. Does it feel natural? I'm gonna give you just 15 seconds. Let's stand up, okay? It's not acceptable if you're still sitting and listening to me. Stand up, do it. Let's have some fun. I personally feel it's very weird turning out, doing a squat up, and if I want to run, I should run like this. I'm looking like a frog. You know, it's very weird. It's not natural because the alignment of your hip, your feet, and knee technically is supposed to be straight. Not perfectly, but that's like the optimal point for us, okay? Why does it feel unnatural to run with feet turns out? According to human biomechanic, walking and running are primary movement that humans needed to survive. Feet, knees, and hips should be in alignment to improve the function of your movement. That's actually the same concept as keep your feet shoulder width apart, okay? Because your shoulder technically, I don't want to say perfectly always shoulder and feet should be in the same alignment. Mostly it's your feet, your second toe with your knee and your hip, because sometimes some people they have like wider shoulder, but kind of it's the same vibe, okay? So doing a squat with feet knee pointing forward is more functional and efficient for daily activities because it improves your walking and running biomechanic, that guideline, that optimal code that already exists in your body. And again, it's not about keeping them straight or forcing them. It's about creating that alignment like between your hip, knee, and your toes, your second toe especially. People do exercises with compensation to just get the workout done or because of the lack of information. Integrate rehab and corrective exercises in your workout routine to reduce compensation and improve better form to prevent injury. So, rehab matters a lot. You don't need to rehab when you are injured. Everybody should do rehab because all of us we have some kind of imbalances or lack range of motion in our body. So rehab matters a lot, okay? Or corrective exercises. Continuing doing exercises with compensation won't injure you right away, but it definitely leads toward one. Okay. So again, body is adaptable. You can keep going doing stuff with compensation, but at one point it's gonna break down. Like your body gonna collapse because how much pressure and tension in the wrong places your body can hold or adapt to. At one point, it maybe it doesn't definitely collapse, but you're gonna start feeling pain and discomfort and all this kind of stuff. Another client testimonial. So DN was my one of my client when I was a physiotherapy assistant, and she said my annoying pinching sensation in my lower back is gone for good. This pinching sensation could show up in walking, bending, or even exercising, but I got rid of it with my own commitment for 3 months and with help of Zara's multifaceted approach. Now I can walk, do my daily chores, and enjoy my favorite activities. Again, well, she was like, again, different, totally different age, but it's still we could. Like, as you can see in the first picture here, do you see how when she's doing the squat, her torso is going backward, her knees is going forward? Technically, optimally, you need to have your torso and shin parallel. In the second picture is not perfectly parallel, but is better than the first one. Do you see how far her knee is going forward in the first one? In the second one, is still her knee is going forward. It's okay. Actually, it's a myth that they say your knee never should get over your toes. Like, that's not right, okay? But it's better. Like, she has more uh, balance, while not just balance in the sense of balance. I mean, like physically what she's doing, like, okay, her movement pattern is better. That's a better phrasing, okay? Let's get to the third one. Yay, is the last one. So using non-complementary training approach. This one, damn, this is all and what I'm talking about, okay? Let's get deeper into it. This means your workout doesn't combine different training techniques to enhance the effectiveness of your training program. In other words, when different training methods work together harmoniously, they complement each other, they prevent injury better and make your workout more effective. Okay? So we don't want you to be one-sided. We want have different component and different perspective of your root problem and then try to use different professional technique or training technique that they complement each other. It's like the circle. Do you see? There is so much different part of the circle. When they go hand in hand, they make the circle actually work out, okay? Then I call that a multifaceted system, training system, okay? For example, we have breath technique as like exercises, we have joint mobilization, We have self-administered static release, active stretches, isolated activation, reactive activation, integration exercises, and so much other thing. When you put few of this together, according to your root problem, you're gonna see actual result, okay? Because you are so complex as a human. And when you put different pieces together, things function holistically better, okay? Example. Going from this posture, so I don't know, all kind of compensation you see in the first three picture, to a healthier posture, you should use this complementary training technique to actually get the result to have a better posture, okay? So again, the complementary approach matters a lot. To maintain a healthy posture, you need a multifaceted training system, one that contrasts sharply with a single focus, non-complementary approach. Okay. So we don't want to just like think, oh, this is the only way that you should do your training and it's gonna work out. Nope, it's not like that. You've been always focusing on one or two techniques, such as strengthening, just do strengthening, or just doing flexibility, mobility, weight loss, or sometimes you just did the strengthening with your flexibility, but it's not, it's still you don't have that rehab phase, okay, which matters a lot, which is your breathing, which is lots of different components. I don't want to get into that. Because you've been sold a magical technique to solve your physical condition. Because when like professionals simplify it for you. You're like, oh, this is easy. Like, let's do it. There's more into that. Don't fall for that. Don't buy into it. This single focus approach may give you 60% of the result, but over time it can lead to injuries. Implementing a multifaceted system in your training will train your body optimally in best way possible and help to prevent injuries. Another client, one of my lovely client, she said Zara's approach to fitness is unlike anything I had encountered at local gyms. She custom designed a training plan that has allowed me to reconnect with my body and mind by ensuring I focus on what feels good as opposed to strict physical performance. Okay. I feel stronger than ever, and I said goodbye to my lower back discomfort. My business name is Art of Performance, okay? It's like it is about performance. But again, there is a soulful way of performing. There is the scientific part of it, but at the same time, that connection to your body, to your mind, and different thing, which matters a lot, okay? So we want to be mindful of that because that actually give you real result and make you feel good in your body. Which of this mistake were you making in your training? So I gave you three one. Let me know. You can let me know in the comments. I don't know where you're watching this video, but if you can let me know, you can even email me. Why not? So the first one was doing compound movement, like the lunges we were doing, without feeling the right muscle. The second one is doing exercise with compensation. That could be plank, that could be your lunges, whatever exercise, but you don't like you are compensating somehow. You know, kind of all of this are talking about the same thing, just different perspective. Third one, using non-complementary training approach, okay? So which of these three you were doing it in your workout routine, maybe all of it, and figure that out and don't do it anymore, okay? Ooh, let's get to the real point. So five techniques to stack up your pancake butt without hurting your lower back. Who's ready for twerking? Twerk, twerk, twerk. And I love this. I did all of these slides by myself, and I'm just like so proud because I use all my artistic kind of like inspiration to do this. I love it. I find it so beautiful. I hope you guys are enjoying the visuals too. So, the first technique for stacking up your pancake butt, building that bubble butt without hurting your lower back. So, actually, we don't want you to get hurt. It's range of motion. What does that mean? Improving your range of motion means increasing how well you can move a joint in different directions, such as bending, straightening, or rotating. Okay? What does that mean? And let's get deeper a little bit. For example, using joint mobilization exercises can increase your range of motion. So lots of time people do not work, especially if you go to a typical gym out there, traditional gym, they don't give you joint mobilization that much, which is very important. Because lots of time when you don't have proper joint mobility or range of motion in your joint, you cannot put yourself in certain form. So when you cannot put yourself in certain form, no matter how much you force yourself in the correct form for an exercise, it's not gonna happen, you know? So that you can go deeper in your lunges with better form while maintaining good alignment because you improve range of motion in your hip, knee, and ankle joints. This helps you benefit from better glute activation. So when you have better range of motion in your joint, in your hip, even in your upper body, like because all is connected, it's easier to keep that correct form while you are performing an exercise. Is that clear? Let's get to the next one. Second one is breathing and mind muscle connection. So if you want to like build that booty, you want to like you can build your booty with lunges too, you know? So it's important to have that mind muscle connection and breathing. Coordinating your breathe with the engagement of a specific muscle during the exercise matter. What I mean by that. Example, proper core engagement using the right breathing technique and a strong mind muscle connection. Probably you're like, what the hell? Like, how does this related to booty? It is related because if your core is disengaged while you are doing a leg exercise, like you are doing a glute exercise, you're gonna feel it in the lower back. You're not gonna even feel it in your butt. You're gonna feel it in the lower back because that takes over your butt because there is not proper alignment. So what you can do is actually learning how to engage your core properly with the right mind muscle connection and proper breathing and that actually get yourself out of this misalignment position, which people call it anterior pelvic tilt, posterior pelvic, all this kind of shit. So now imagine doing your squat, kettlebell swing, deadlift, lunges, hip thrust while you are in the second, third, or fourth position, all this misalignment position. Imagine you are there, okay? What will happen? Yes, you're gonna end up hurting your lower back. So when you are performing your exercise with a misaligned posture and you are reinforcing it and like loading yourself in that position again and again, you're gonna get hurt because your body is stuck in that position. Okay. So now I do you see I put that like proper form for core engagement in this girl who's doing her lunges. And I said, coordinating proper breathing with engaging your core through the right mind muscle connection can help to protect your spine. So when you have the proper core engagement here, your back is protected, your spine is protected, and at the same time, again, when you work on your range of motion that we talked about, it was the first one. Now you can get your glute activated without hurting your lower back. Most people don't have body awareness while exercising because you've just learned to get the exercise done. That's what I was talking about, traditional gym exercise program. Just focus on accomplishment, make the booty bigger and feed your ego. That's something else we have, that bodybuilding kind of mindset which is not very helpful, okay? Rather than do it consciously to prevent injuries and improve optimal health. Again, if you want to be a bodybuilder, cool, like congratulations. But it's about having the right muscle to not hurt yourself on the way there, okay? I'm saying okay way too much, huh? It's all right. Keep up with me. Thank you for keeping up with me. Let's go to the third one. Okay, release technique, myofascial release. What's that? Release techniques are methods used to reduce muscle tension, tightness, and restrictions in soft tissue, like muscle and fascia. One common technique is to apply pressure to tight areas. This helps release knots, improve blood flow, and increase range of motion. So another way for increasing your range of motion is using release techniques. Lots of time we do stretches, joint mobilization. Those are all helping range of motion thing. The third one, we want to specifically talk about release techniques because we don't see people do it again in the traditional gym culture too much. Give me a sec. I'm running out of charging. I need to charge my computer to not lose you guys. Perfect. I'm ready. So let's get deep into that. So let's come back to our lunges example, okay? Your tight muscles don't give a chance to your primary muscle to function correctly. So, what does that mean? So, what you usually feel, do you remember? Normally, people feel their quad, their hamstring, their calf, their feet, or even their tailbone and lower back. Lots of time, those muscles can be tight and overactive, okay? So you need to release those tight muscles that you actually can give this space to your primary muscle, which is the right muscle that you should work, which is your butt muscle, and it actually give that chance to the butt muscle to work. I keep it simple. I'm not going to explain more. Is that clear? Let's get deeper into it. You need to release tight muscles so you can actually give yourself a chance to feel your glute, okay, which was like your quad, your calf, different thing. It's okay to feel your thighs, hamstring, calves, and feet while you are doing your lunges or leg exercises, but they shouldn't be the primary or only muscle working. Your glutes should be doing about 80% of the work to support your leg movement. Again, it depends what kind of leg exercise is, but we are talking about like generally, okay? So this synergistically dominant muscle, like your thighs, quadricep, calf, need to be released by a foam roller, crossball, or theracane. You can do it like self-administered by yourself, or sometimes you can do manual therapy or massage therapy, which that's the reason we do it by ourselves because it's much more accessible to you. Release by static really stretches or dynamic stretches. Again, releasing by crossball and foam roller is so different from a stretching, but a stretching is much more like a lengthening approach. It's not really releasing. To conclude, release techniques remove the overactivity of synergistically dominant muscles and give the prime mover, which is your butt in your leg, especially prime mover for your hip extension, the opportunity to function properly in harmony with synergist again. Again, I'm not trying to explain the science part of it too much. It's gotta because it's a lot. Like I'm not gonna do that shit. I'm just gonna keep it simple as much as it can help you implement these techniques to your workout, okay? So do release techniques while it's part of the rehab, it's part of improving range of motion. It's not just about stretching yourself out, okay? Benefits of release techniques are get rid of tightness and knots on muscles and myofascials, improves mobility and range of motion, reduce fatigue and loss of strength, increase performance, enhance recovery. That's the reason it's very important to do them. Again, these are helpful, but if you just do those and don't do any other components of the multifaceted approach or training system, you're not gonna see result. You're gonna see like a little bit change, but it's not gonna stay, okay? And honestly, another myth I want to talk about, there is no way you just do some techniques and they're gonna last forever. Last forever. You need constantly take care of your body and exercise and do your mobility because your body needs to move, okay? So if someone sell you just an approach that fix you forever, it's not true. You need to do your training constantly forever to maintain your physical health, okay? Fourth one, yay! Isolated activation. So all of this, so the range of motion, the breathing and mind muscle connection, release techniques, that was the third one. And now fourth one is isolated activation. All of this complement each other, okay? All of this go hand in hand. What is isolated activation? A single joint movement pattern designed to load a specific underactive muscle while minimizing the contribution of overactive synergists. Don't even think about it. That was like too scientific. Forget about it, okay? Let's get back to lunge exercise for our example. Let's like understand what is isolated activation better. So we've learned that, like, for example, when you feel your quad, you are doing your lunges, you don't feel your butt because your quad is tight and overactive. So you can release that, okay? To actually give that a space to your butt to work out. Am I right? So we need to release your tight and overactive synergist muscle. We've learned that already in the third technique, hamstring, calf, whatever muscle that is tight. Now it's time for activating the underactive prime mover muscle in isolation. So you release the overactive in the third one. Now that you gave space to your booty, now your booty is not working, like it's underactive. So we can isolate it. Sorry, yeah, activate it in isolation that actually teach it from your brain to your butt that, okay, it's time for you to work. Don't sleep. So, how to isolate glute and activate it in a glute kickback exercise. So, glute kickback exercise is an exercise everybody use that it really isolate your butt to just like wake it up, activate it, or fire it. You must inhibit overactive synergies. It means to stop them from working. Look, this is like a kinesiology scientific explanation. I'm not gonna even read this, it's too much. If you want, just take a screenshot from it. But the same explanation, I'm going to give you a more simple explanation that you understand. So, while doing the glute kickback exercise, you must keep your knees straight, engage your core correctly, slightly lift your leg away from the midline of the body. So when you do all of this, you kind of inhibit the overactive muscles too. Because when you like bring your leg a little bit away from the midline of the body, you just kind of put it in the right, like in the same alignment as the fiber of your glute. At the same time, you're gonna inhibit the inner thigh muscle stuff that they get overactive. And keeping your knees straight, it helps like your hamstring doesn't fire up. And engaging your core again, keep your lower back protected. So you really, really focus on that. But don't forget, if you didn't release, if you didn't improve your range of motion, no matter how much you do activation, it's not gonna work. You're gonna still feel other things, okay? And you can do this exercise with mini elastic. There's so much different way to do it, or you can add weight with the machines at the gym too. The goal of activation technique is neural drive and firing rate of underactive muscle. We need to re-educate your system in an isolation exercise to be able to engage muscle more properly in a compound movement such as a squat. So we are like from the first, second, third, and fourth technique, all of this is in order, okay? They complement each other. It's very important you do it that way. And then when you're done with those, now you can go to more compound movement like actually doing your lunges, actually doing your squat, okay? Because if you didn't do the proper technique, which were the rehab and your foundation, if you don't correct that, if you don't build a strong foundation, when you go to more compound movement, you're gonna collapse. You're not gonna feel it. You're gonna get injured, okay? Last one. Who's excited? Okay, integrated exercises. So what we mean by integration? Combine upper and lower extremity exercise into functional training with the intent of improving inner muscular coordination, stability, integration, and strength during whole body movement pattern. Again, that was too much scientific explanation. I'm just gonna make it more simple. So, integration in general, integration exercises, which again doesn't exist in the traditional gym exercise program, is that you did all those rehab, all those first four techniques or different techniques, and now you bring them into your strengthening. Now you add load, you add weight, Now you do more complex movements and try to actually bring all those rehab that you did into those that actually you register it better in your body and it become more like a second nature that you can actually perform more complex movement with better coordination, better strength, and better engagement of the right muscle. I think it makes more sense a little bit. For example, for doing your lunges, again, we go back to the lunges. You need to integrate all these components that we worked on. Improve range of motion, that was the first technique, in your hip, knee, and ankle. Proper core engagement, it was the second one. Second technique, breathing and mind muscle connection. Third technique was releasing tight, overactive muscle. And fourth technique was activating your glute. And now, when you actually go to your lunges, and you can first without any weight you integrate it to see, okay, am I feeling the butt? And when you start feeling the butt, then you can add weight in your hand and now you're loading your glute more, so you are actually building muscle, you are improving your stability. Are this making sense? I love it. They really go hand in hand. So, disintegration techniques, disintegration exercises or concept protect your lower back and shift the work where it belongs, which is your booty, okay? Which is this girl. Straight to your glute for real strength and growth. I hope all this makes sense. It makes sense to me. So, it's important. You see, this is another lunge, but it's way more complex because now his leg is on the ball and now he's way more like he's just struggling with stability. So if he doesn't have good mind muscle connection or he didn't do the isolated activation, he didn't put himself teach like taught himself properly how to engage his glute. Now when he's doing like this stability exercise at the same time loading it with the weight, instead of using his glute, he can use his lower back. Or he gonna fire up more his quad, and that's not what he wants, am I right? Because you want to build your booty. So it's important to integrate the new motor program, like this new thing you've learned, into larger multi-segmental movement pattern, which is, for example, your squat or your lunges. That means we should use the neuromuscular re-education, all the release techniques and isolate activation and all those techniques in a more complex movement. That helps us to integrate what we've learned into our daily movement and activities. Okay? I think all those are making sense now that all this go hand in hand and why it is so important to have like a multifaceted training program, not just for your booty, for everything. And again, it can sound very complex at the beginning for a beginner, but when you work on it, it becomes second nature and you don't need to always do your rehab. You can right away do your strengthening and you're still doing fine because you worked on those for such a long time or enough that now it's your second nature and everything right, like click in and you can do it properly. Yeah. So if you take one thing away today from this amazing, epic masterclass that I'm so proud I created it because I like gained all this experience over the past like 7 years. So these things giving you is like top notch. It's like why? Because I find it most thing out there, they're just like one-sided mentality, like they're like black, white mentality. But I'm just giving you something that is more holistic, okay? If you take one thing away today, I want you to know you can do your favorite physical activities without throwing out your lower back. Doesn't matter you are doing leg exercise or you are doing press overhead, okay? It's just about having those component, right techniques, and doing things holistically to protect yourself and prevent injury. So that's the reason I developed a multifaceted glute training system to take you from pancake butt to bubble butt. So you can throw it back without throwing out your back. I love this. It's designed to boost your everyday and athletic performance while keeping your lower back safe. I've laid out the whole system for you today. So I'm gonna explain what is this program I created. So this was our workshop that I gave you so many techniques of how to do things or implement it in your workout that can make a big difference. But if you now like you're like, oh my God, this is too much, like I need more help, or I just don't want to do this all by myself, you don't want to DIY your way there. I create like a training, the multifaceted bubble butt training system that actually like you have the exercises, you have different phases, which is this. And you don't need to think about it. You just do it and you just like see it, watch the video, and you're just gonna do it. And that's it. That's all you need to do. Like I create the structure, I create the clarity, I create the different component, a different approach, different techniques, everything. All you need to do is actually put into work, commit, and have the consistency. And this is like an 8-week program, okay? To get that bubble butt, okay? So the first 3 week I love is that we work on improving your range of motion, breathing, coordination with like doing the exercises, and mind muscle connection, which are very important because most of the time you lack range of motion, and honestly what you need is the consistency. And most of the time when you want to do like work on getting your booty bigger or whatever, you just totally ignore the range of motion part of it, which if you don't have enough range of motion, it's hard to have the proper form, am I right? So this really focused the first 3 weeks. We work on release technique, joint mobilization, static stretches, active stretches. And the third week, you're going to have proper core engagement and posture. So you're going to learn a lot about how to create that proper alignment in your core and generally in your posture. Okay. Week 4 and week 5. So week 4 is about isolated activation plus general glute activation. So you see all these things that I taught you in this workshop, they have the same kind of like order, okay, which are really important. They go hand in hand and actually give you a real result. Week 4 is glute stability training. So actually, we don't right away go to build muscle. We need to actually improve your stability too, which actually it is challenging your glute. It is actually still making your glute workout, but in a different way. It's not with weight, it's with challenging your stability and holding the proper form and keep still getting your glute fired up, okay? Week 6, 7, 8, they are more about hypertrophy, which is building muscle, building that booty, integration exercises, again, more complex movements, and then plios, which are more jumping, which are, again, you can still like build your butt with jumping too, because you are creating force through your butt and trying to jump, and that kind of like build your butt too. But most of the time what you learn out there is like hip thrust and deadlift, am I right? So do you see we have so many different components that are going hand in hand. It's a multifaceted system for real, and it's going to give you a real result. So if you really want this program, you are just like doubting if this is for you or not, this page I'm going to let you know what you get out of the program, so you know, is this something you want to invest yourself in it or not? Let me drink some water. So, first of all, this program isn't about chasing a perfect butt or fixing your insecurities. It's about building real strength, confidence, and moving pain-free in your everyday life. What I want you to know is that there are so many sales and booty programs out there, okay? That they're like, they just sell you like an edited photo of like testimonial that, oh my God, like look like she worked like for 90 days and now she has like a bubble butt, a bigger booty. And lots of time is edit. Lots of time is like Brazilian butt lift, which is not, they are selling it to you as like, oh, they did a workout, they got it, which is not even true. And sometimes don't forget your genetics matter too, okay? Uh, every person has a different body shape, but that doesn't stop you from still building muscle and toning your butt and just actually like improve your daily performance and making yourself pain-free, okay? So this program, I'm not selling you uh, a bigger booty to fix you or tell you, oh, you're gonna look better and just feel less insecure about yourself. Like definitely it's gonna help you feel better and get a more toned butt, but that's not the point of this. The point of is that this program is that you will actually feel your glute activated 100% guaranteed at the end of the this program. You'll learn how to protect your lower back while training. You'll feel safe loading your glute, not your lower back. You'll discover a wide variety of glute exercises beyond just hip thrusts and deadlifts. You'll develop a healthier relationship with your body, not just see it as something to fix. Your hips and lower back will feel more supported and free. You'll enjoy your favorite activities again without lower back pain. And your glutes will feel stronger and more toned. So, if you feel this is something for you and you like to invest yourself in it and you feel like this new version of you that feel more confident in her body, you can do your favorite activities without pain and you have like a cuter butt, definitely this is for you. If you resonate with my personality and my vibe, definitely this is for you. And if you want to know more about the program, there should be a link at the bottom in the description, or if this is in a landing page, still, you're gonna find information down below the video that you are watching, okay? I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here with me. If you stayed until now, I love you, okay? I love you how invested you are. I love you so much. I hope I could help you even if you don't invest yourself in the multifaceted program, bubble butt program, but I still love you so much. Lots of kiss, and I wish you're gonna have a great day and you can have great workouts. Okay? Take care.